Now that we know how we are molded and hardwired from those early childhood experiences, we're going to talk about another system in your body that helps you to show up as the adult that you are today. Your nervous system. So your nervous system is your body's internal alarm system, and it's like an electrical highway that helps you to experience something through your six senses, because it's taste, touch, smell, see, hear, and feel. It is observing and witnessing the environment that you are in. It's taking information in through your senses. And then because it is your internal alarm system, it is sending messages to your brain that your brain processes through based on your past experiences. So your nervous system is kind of communicating with that subconscious part of your brain to determine if it thinks that you are in threat or not, right? If you are experiencing a threat, if you are experiencing a threat to your survival, your nervous system is what is giving that indication to your brain to help you come up with a response, or often a reaction to that stimulus, to help you to create an action that will keep you safe and alive. So when your nervous system is activated and you feel threatened, it actually activates a part of your nervous system called your sympathetic nervous system. And it is your survival mode response. So you know this when you've been scared or angry or mad, your heart rate starts to increase, maybe your breath starts to shallow, your vision all of a sudden narrows, and now you're focusing on the one aspect of that threat that seems the most threatening, so you can pay attention and act accordingly to keep you safe and alive. You might also notice that you don't have to go to the bathroom. Particular importance is that you don't desire sex and intimacy. So it puts you in a state of, I need safety, and I'm not interested in communicating or connecting or eating or needing to go to the bathroom or even sleeping for that matter, because in my nervous system, I don't feel safe, so my body can't relax. Think of an animal when an animal becomes distressed. So when you are activated, you kind of enter that animalistic response to interacting with the world. And if you can think, like, if most people don't know this information and they're just kind of turning into this primal animalistic quality in their reactions, no wonder why there's so much conflict in the world, because people are just resorting to these primal animalistic states when their nervous system is activated and they don't feel like they have any other choice than to act in this specific way to keep you safe and alive. When you are able to relax and kind of come back down to baseline, that's when you enter the parasympathetic nervous system state, the rest and digest state, the connection state. This is when you are physiologically able to think about sex, intimacy, desire, all those good things, because your body feels safe enough for procreation versus seeking safety. One important point to make about this specific information is that because many times people don't have the ability to turn down their nervous system, they utilize substances or distractions to be able to distract themselves enough to not think about being in survival mode. So this is where addiction happens. This is where alcohol, drugs, pornography, all of these things that kind of take you out of your mind come into play so that you can physiologically relax enough to exist in the world. Chronic activation of your nervous system, or entering that sympathetic nervous system arousal state often throughout your day, the week, the month, the year, forever, creates dysregulation in your nervous system. It's kind of like pushing the gas and the brake. How many times do you push the gas during the day? How often is that system triggered by your environment? So not only is it your relationship, but it's internal dialogue. What are you telling yourself when you get up in the morning? I'm stressed. I hate my job. I hate this. I hate that. That is all going to activate you from the moment that you get out of bed. Not to mention traffic, work, finances, trying to balance work life, trying to plan a vacation but not having the funds, making dinner, cleaning, kids. All of those things are seemingly stressful to your nervous system, and they become those psychological threats to your survival. So when you have those activations that occur often and they're frequent, this is when your nervous system is like, I don't know whether I'm supposed to be on or off or on or off, or mostly I'm on, and the only way I can turn off is if I learn how to dissociate through social media, or like I said, porn or substance or anything that's going to take you out of your mind to be able to relax. Another important point to mention about dysregulation is when you're constantly activated, you start to also experience body breakdown. You can experience being very irritable, fatigue, respiratory issues, digestive issues, immune function issues, brain fog, loss of sex, loss of desire, loss of intimacy. All of these things can be contributed to your nervous system being so hyper aroused that now you don't have space for connection in your life. Additionally, this chronic activation, because it is affecting your different body systems, can also lead to the physical manifestation of illness. Just to pause here, when you do have irritability, brain fog, low immune response, you notice that you're really stressed during the day, you notice that you're very sensitive to stimuli, that you have tunnel vision, that you have high blood pressure, it's time to look at stress as a factor to what your physical or your mental state or your emotional state is being influenced by. Notice that when you are in states of chronic activation, it's really hard to talk yourself out of just relax or try to just think positive. You physiologically can't really just think your way out of a stress response unless you know what the stress response is and how your nervous system is perceiving you either being safe or in fear of survival at that point. Okay, so now you have all of that information. What the heck do you do to regulate the nervous system? So first, know that self-regulation is how you recalibrate your nervous system to come back down to states of balance and homeostasis. So it's good to have the stress response, right? Because it helps you to initiate, it helps you to take action towards things. But if you get stuck in taking initiation and being just chronically on the go, you are in chronic states of that survival mode and you don't have time to come down, rest, recharge, reset your system. There are many different ways that you can self-regulate that we will cover, but just know that the first step in being able to self-regulate is to be self-aware of what is happening in your body when you do become activated. What are some physical sensations, and I would love for you to pause the video after I explain, what are some physical sensations that you feel when you do become activated? What is that animal that you associate yourself with? Is it a lion? Is it a tiger? Is it a rhino? Is it a dinosaur? What is it that you want to kind of start associating those symptoms with? I'm turning into my primal self. I need to be aware here because not only is my relationship in jeopardy, but also my health is being affected every time that nervous system goes off and doesn't come back down. So pause the video, write down what it is that you feel in your body when you are activated, and try to associate it with an animal to make it a little bit less serious of a matter and more fun to be able to identify when that's happening in your body. So when you are in that activated state, you are moving a lot of energy. And when you're not addressing that, you are also suppressing that energy within your body. So you turn into like a pressure cooker, which no wonder why you become emotionally reactive, because all of that energy just needs to get out of your body. So when you are learning how to self-regulate, you can think about all the energy that I'm storing from that emotional experience needs to move out and through me. So whether that looks like you have a yoga practice, or you go on a quick walk, a brisk walk, you do 10 jumping jacks, you do some push-ups, you go do a rigorous workout. You're thinking about moving the energy out and through you. You can also do this if you're not physically able to do physical exercise. You can do breath work, you can do meditation. You can utilize these various different modalities, but the key here is finding something that feels good for you. It could be going to dance, like anything that you can think of that you're drawn towards where you know you're moving that energy up and out of you is key to self-regulation.